Hey guys, I'm one of you. Look, I love this zipper on my back too. Shuriken Decay. AoE one. This is sick. Oh, look at what? Alrighty. Hey, yo, what's up, knights? Aegis Rick here, back with some more PvE on my monk and DFO, guys. Now we're about level 69. As you guys can see, we have access to pretty much the best dungeon in the game, guys. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm just going to go into here. I have you guys know this is the special dungeon for the Bonhoeffer region, or the sea train. And obviously, as you guys can see, level 68 is when we can go in here. And I'll have you guys know, this is the best dungeon in the game for a reason. And I'll try to explain it as we go. When we start at the instance, maybe you guys have seen videos of this. You've definitely seen this dungeon if you're high enough level. Because trust me, after you've completed it, you will realize why this is such a popular and good dungeon, guys. But this first segment right here is basically a mini game. It's just a don't die mini game, and you just are in this speedboat right here. If you hit the little merman, guys, you get 40 gold per each merman you hit, and if you actually hit the mermaid chick, you actually get 200 gold. So you do get gold out of this mini game. You get on average about 10,000 to 20,000 gold if you complete this, and you know, get all the gold on the way. So it is possible, you know, you don't have to do this segment, but the reason why you do this segment, and you can see if we pick up the booster, we don't even have to, it hits everything. So you want to complete this though. Nobody's going to skip this, and the reason why is if you are successful and you actually beat the minigame like we did right there, you start the dungeon with all these buffs. Look, you can see on the bottom left, even in the middle of the screen, it says I get extra stats, I get quicker move speed, I get a unique drop rate increase, and finally, probably the most importantly, if you want to level up, is you get a dungeon clearance EXP reward, which is 100%. So it goes without saying that this dungeon, guys, is pretty much the best in the game. Not to mention, I've mentioned this before about map layout and map placement, but you know, dungeons that are linear and you don't have a lot of backtracking and you want to do a full dungeon clear, this dungeon's just one straight shot. And you fight a bunch of mini bosses that you guys have probably, or you will have seen before already. Are you kidding me? That never hits me. But yeah, the EXP buff is serious. No other dungeon in the game really does that. So I just have you guys know that if you are level 68 immediately, if you want to try and level up as quickly as possible, and, you know, there's some reasons for why you don't want to do this and level up as maximum as possible or as quickly as possible. But if that's what you're trying to do, this is the best place to do it, hands down. This is the best dungeon in the game. And you get, I'm telling you, even at this level, like on my night, for instance, I mentioned that, and I'll probably have released that video by now, but I've mentioned that, like, I got an entire level from 68 to 69 in 1 bar of stamina because the EXP rate was sick. It was disgusting. So we'll be doing this a couple times now. Just explain a little bit more with this dungeon. You guys can see we have an APC with us. And she's actually really important. What ends up happening is she follows you throughout the dungeon. She's a really, really powerful brawler. She can do a lot of different types of attack, like the stun, the netting. She can even do junk spin. There's the net right there. It is sick. She's really powerful as well. You kind of want to keep her alive though, and if you can keep her alive by the end of the dungeon, you actually get a second alternate boss that you get to fight along with main boss. So you basically get 2 bosses instead of just the 1, which obviously increases your drop rate on items, or, you know, unique items, as well as you get you know, mysterious stones as well. So you can actually see cutscene right there pushes you down to the brig right here. Now this boss fight, guys, is tough. You guys have already seen this boss, but this boss fight is really tough if you let the brawler die. You actually really want the brawler to carry you in this boss fight, because I'll have you guys know, already we're getting worked here. And she is dead. Oh god. Well, at least she did enough damage for us to do the rest of this solo, but I have you guys know that this boss fight is not easy at all, so I'm going to use my awakening. And honestly, you really want to abuse the brawler that comes in there with you, because she can kind of use the netting, junk spin will help. And you're going to need her help, honestly, because if you let her die at that boss fight, if you're a monk especially, you are going to get worked. I've died upwards of 4 times in a row just because these bosses are like super powered versions of themselves. But obviously, guys, that wasn't a problem this time. And you can see why this is such a good dungeon. I don't know if you guys saw the EXP rate that we got at the end of that, but because of the extra buffs that we get, all the dungeon clearance EXP and all that, you know, I got about, I want to say, like, you know, close to 5% EXP. So, I mean, I only need a few more runs to get this max level. I'll probably get it tonight, and this is just a really good dungeon for that reasons, guys, or those reasons. And like I said, once you're 68, you can jump in here and just keep grinding this dungeon, and you were going to be 70 in like 2 days' time. I'm not even kidding. So, best dungeon for that. Best dungeon for, I guess, if you want to get unique drops, because every single time you run this dungeon, if you complete this mini game, you know, you get that drop rate increase too. So it's just double bonuses here. So I'm just kind of rushing to 70. Here I'm using the speed buff again. So the red mines are something you really got to look out for. You get hit with like 3 red mines and you are dead. And again, I remind you, if you fail this mini game, and it's not randomized. There's like 5 different layouts for this map here. So I've pretty much seen all the different maps that they have, but you can pretty much memorize what the maps are like and how to complete them. Not too hard. Just look on the right side of the screen, avoid the warning signs, and you'll be pretty golden. Pretty much at the end already here. And you can see at the top left how much we make. I want to say like 20,000 or something. Yeah, close. About 20,000. So a lot of gold right there at the start. So that's another reason why you want to do that. It doesn't take very much time, and most importantly, the buffs too. So that's basically how this dungeon works, guys. I've changed my build a little bit. The only reason I've changed it, and I took off Divine Crush and Ducking Uppercut so I can get the Hurricane and Roll. You know, I was a big proponent in the last video, I think, on, you know, not getting Hurricane and Roll because I didn't think it synergized very well. I still stand by that statement. I think, personally, I would get Ducking Uppercut and Divine Crush. Problem is that the Hurricane Roll is actually really good in this dungeon in particular, because what ends up happening is you're fighting a lot of mini-bosses, and so you want to just use, you know, maybe use a Hurricane Roll for one room to clear it out, and then you don't have to worry about it. So it just makes it much more efficient for this particular dungeon. But I'd say in general, for most of the dungeons that you do, you're not fighting a lot of mini bosses. So I mean, it's not necessary to overkill everybody with Hurricane and Roll. And so for this instance, guys, that's kind of why I love the whole changing your build mid-dungeon kind of thing, or, you know, after every run. Being able to swap out builds like that is just a huge benefit, obviously, because, you know, I don't have to stick by one build all the time. If I want to use Hurricane and Roll for this run, it's as easy as literally changing your build and then going right back into it. So it's very, very convenient. And you can see, I want to try to keep my Brawler as minimal damage as possible here. So there's the Junk Spin usage. Man, Junk Spin is such a great skill, dude. It stuns 100% of the time and lasts forever. You can get so much damage in. So she's a really nice APC. Oops. And I had to call in my support, actually. I have Pulverize on my Knight, so that's going to do a lot of damage. And again, we get the alternate boss because she's remained alive. And she did the netting, but she didn't hit the other guy, sadly. I've been really... Oh, I canceled me out of there? Yeah, you can see the damage these guys do, man. It's disgusting. Okay, we're probably going to die hella now because she died and she didn't do a lot of damage. So let's use our Awakening. Oops. Okay, there you go. And still, I'm still scared. I'm very scared right now. Yeah, you can see that Baron guy just kind of counterattacks, like instant hits you. It's kind of BS, but what are you going to do? I'm confused, man. I'm facing the wrong way. I don't know who to attack. Oh my gosh, you can't launch that guy, man. You can't do anything to him. Okay, let's use a Hurricane and Roll. I don't know how well that's gonna do. I'm gonna cancel it early because I don't want to get jacked up here. Oh god, am I gonna make it? Let's use a potion. That's not gonna help, dude. Wait, it might. Cancel it. Oh baby, that was stressful, guys. That was really stressful. I didn't think I was gonna make that, but guys, 570,000 EXP. I mean, come on. That is just a massive amount, and you guys can see in those few dungeons that it did, you know, 10% pretty much. 10%, as well as all the drop rates and everything. So, absolutely the best dungeon to farm. You actually get a lot of rare items, you know, uniques. Look at how many I've gotten. I've only done this like maybe 10 times or something. So, so many benefits of this dungeon. Just the minigame is a little annoying, but then again, 20,000 gold just for free. Very simple minigame, doesn't take more than 30 seconds. Clear dungeon very quickly, massive EXP. I mean, there's nothing bad I can really say about this dungeon. The only reason you'd farm anything else is for the other boss uniques in the other instances. Everything else this dungeon has. So I can't recommend it enough if you want to get to the max level, which I'm going to do now. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and hope this has helped you. And hope you can look forward to this dungeon once you hit level 68. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And I will catch you guys later.